And I'm going to read it to you. It was a tweet that the American President Donald Trump put out saying something about, look how cold it is, show me global warming, I wish you would come. Something along those lines. It was actually quite embarrassing. But anyway, it just made me think of it now when I saw that story. All right, that wraps up our news. We'll bring you some headlines at 6:30 on the program. Right now, though, let's take a look at the question of the day. And I suppose there's no surprise that we are also jumping in on the bandwagon when it comes to what is happening with Vodacom and what people are saying, and more importantly, what people are doing. Do you support this call to boycott all Vodacom services by the Vodacom shutdown movement? And if you do, why? Write to us at Morning Live, SABC, #Morning Live. This is pretty much so. It's quite an interesting conversation about the please call me and the payment that has not been made and different amounts that are being bandied around. In fact, last night I even saw the amount of 70 billion rand being demanded for this, and I'm not sure that that's realistic. But what do you think is realistic? I mean, just let's weigh in on this. And are you going to join? Are you going to leave Vodacom? Are you being brought into the whirlwind that is currently facing Vodacom and everything around this story? We'll be talking about this at length on the program as well. I'll tell you about that later. But right now, let's look at other stories that are going to be dominating the headlines. The CRL Commission is today expected to release its report and findings of culpability regarding the stampede that led to the death of 3 people at the Enlightened Christian Gathering Church. Twins Brandon Lee and Tony Lee Tulsi are back in court today on charges of conspiracy and incitement to commit acts of terrorism. To follow up on the 5 farm workers who were injured after being struck by lightning at the Cedar Farm vineyard in Uppington in the Northern Cape, 4 of their colleagues died in this incident. We also monitor that planned a Vodacom shutdown movement, that one at Vodacom stores. I know that there's messages doing the rounds basically warning all shops in Vodacom, and I'm not even sure if some of them are going to be opening today, but we're on that story. We'll be looking at it for you. So, we'll keep you updated. All right, let's now look at some trending topics now. And Vodacom, of course, that top trending topic that I think a lot of people were talking about, Vodacom shutdown. So many people are just saying that they're going to change their network, they're going to cancel their contracts. We are going to be talking to, let me just get the guest up here, Mutlatsi Matladi from the Please Call Me movement will be joining us here in studio, and Trodle Hong from the Companies and Intellectual Property Commission to talk about this impasse between Nkosana Makate and Vodacom and the lack of payment and the demands that are being made and people not happy. In fact, I know that one of the biggest advocates for this is the Education Gauteng, the MEC Gauteng Education MEC, Panyaza Sufi. He's been very vocal about that, and there's been a massive outcry from people supporting him. So there we go. We'll keep on talking about that and find out if stores have in fact opened. Other trending topics, open up the industry. Okay, I came into this, I just dipped into it a little bit yesterday. I saw this was trending. I didn't know what it was all about, but then it didn't take much for me to find out what it was all about. It's all about the industry, and apparently it had all different kinds of celebrities weighing in on it, where somebody said that, why is it that it's the same faces all the time? Why can't we open up this industry? And then Tando Tobete apparently came in with big comment lashing to people and saying, you know what, we've worked hard to get here, and then we get there and then you tell us that we're not allowed anymore. I'm not sure. I didn't read too much in it, but it was quite a big trending topic, and then Casper Nyoves jumped in and everybody was having a say. So that was like the one trending topic that was dominating social media yesterday. Then ICASA. And this is a worrying one, it really is. And I think a lot of people sort of looking on and seeing what the future of football is looking like. And I've seen headlines basically saying a bleak future for football if ICASA laws on broadcasting are realized. So very quickly, I'll tell you, they say if the broadcasting regulators' proposed changes to the regulations are realized, they would have dire consequences for the country's football bodies. The PSL joined SAFA in voicing its concerns about new regulations on sports broadcasting being proposed by ICASA. The new rules, if adopted, could cut off what has been the PSL and SAFA's major income stream. They're saying that it'll cripple revenue, this is what Irvin Khoza is saying, by 80%, and clubs will have to strip their staff to the bone. The regulations basically proposed aimed at making key sporting events free to viewers and to strike a balance between audience and revenue. So that's just a very quick summary of what is happening with ICASA. I know football lovers wanting that and be able to see every single match for free, but SAFA not liking that at all, thinking where is the money going to come from if that happens. Okay, there you go. That's social media, and I'm sure it's going to continue to be on fire today as many more news events do take place. Right, let's get you a weather update.